Hey, everybody. I'm just going to cut to the chase. This is American Nana, and I hope everybody is having a great day. Um, Absolutely just mind blown over what has taken place today in the motion to dismiss. Now, knowing what all they've just turned over was a shock. The things that were not turned over on the first trial, which I don't see how you can get around that, Beverly. How can you get around that? All of that information should have been available during the first trial so that the appropriate questions could have been asked to the appropriate people before they've had time to get out and stir up their stories. But what's really important is I think that I've come up with the reason that they hired Brennan. Not only did they need an illusionist, but they needed someone that would be willing to misrepresent the facts. I mean, I can't believe anything he says. So anything he says, because obviously what he has shown us is he says whatever he wants to say, and then we find out that no, that was completely out of context. Okay, so there's a few things that really, really make me angry today. One of them is, although Judge Beverly is being nice, I somebody has had to have told her to calm down because her behavior is so biased and it's so blatant. It's tossed out there for everybody to see. However, she cannot control her anger towards Alan Jackson. This judge appears to absolutely hate Alan Jackson. And I'm going to say that because I have the freedom of speech and I have my own opinion. And that is my opinion. My opinion is that Beverly can't stand Alan Jackson. Now, I don't believe she likes Karen Reed either, but I think her biggest problem is Alan Jackson. And if Beverly is any type of judge, she's going to have no choice but to dismiss this. At this point, and I am not saying this ugly, at this point, if you were to produce a clear video of Karen Reed's tail light, busted as bad as it was when they took the pictures, and say that it was on 1/29/2022, who would believe you? Let alone the fact you're going to do everything possible to say that metadata doesn't matter. And Brennan, he even contradicts himself. He contradicts himself standing there and he's talking about the videos. Okay, when the expert went to the Canton Police Department, they already knew that the videos didn't exist, that they rewrote in 30 days, supposedly, right? Right? Because that's what they said. They said, oh, it rewrites in 30 days. So there's number one. Why would you tell him to go ahead and come up here knowing that you didn't have the footage? Right. Then after trial, what was her name? Whoever, I don't even care. Whoever genius went and somehow was able to view the original footage in June or July of 2024. Whatever her name is, I don't really care. It doesn't matter at this point. I'm just spinning with so many things in my mind, and I'm just a regular schmuck, right? I could be sitting on a jury anywhere, but you can't have it both ways, Brennan, Beverly. And Beverly, I appreciate the fact that you ask the defense for every single date when they represented something. You want to see it in writing. Well, I don't want to just see it in writing when it comes to Brennan. I want concrete proof and concrete proof that has not been messed with. Because what you have, if you had all of this crap going on in the first trial, they would have no choice but to find Karen Reed not guilty because you have way too many doubts. I don't believe she's guilty, but let's say I did. Let's say I did believe she was guilty. If you go by the law and you watch what's going on, you don't have any hard proof evidence. Next, we're going to hear that you guys got that ring. You got a ring video from that officer that was acting chief across the street from Brian Albert. I mean, I'm waiting on that. What's coming up next? So far, you've discovered Chloe, who was rehomed, but the location was never given to the defense. Why? Why? And who maybe Karen Reed doesn't even know when she cracked her tail light. Maybe she realized it then and thought it was then. Maybe it was that night. I don't know. I don't know. That's not the problem. The problem is listen to yourself, Brennan. So he's come in to be an illusionist. Now, if that doesn't work, if that doesn't work to get a conviction, they're hoping it darn sure works so the DA and his people are not in trouble, right? Because if we're going to say that Proctor did all of this on his own and that nobody knew, I guess Proctor needs to be singing like a bird because it's showing you, dude, you're going down. Okay? Nobody else is going to have any responsibility for what you've done. And anything that was done wrong can definitely be pointed at you. So, and if I'm yelling, I'm sorry, just turn your volume. I am so angry. And because I'm like 98% deaf, I'm not sure if I'm like really sounding real loud or if it just feels like I'm sounding really loud. And I'm sorry, I can't, I literally am virtually deaf. Supposed to wear hearing aids, but they make everything so loud. I've got a 3-year-old granddaughter, so but anyway, I'm going to go back. Okay. You guys have got me in a tizzy. I mean, in a tizzy. And it's like where to start. Watching Beverly interact with Alan Jackson is embarrassing. It's embarrassing that she can't hold herself to a higher standard, like all the other judges that I see that have absolutely detestable defenses or defendants. But yet here she is. Karen Reed is not a detestable defendant. She's not even a problem. She's sitting there. It's not like she's got a mile long record. I have seen judges take Judge Morrow, right? I don't know where she got her patience from. Never, ever did she act disgusted. I don't know many people that couldn't have. I'd have loved to seen Beverly on that. That would have been Beverly in that court would have been hysterical. No, it wouldn't have because there would have been appeal problems if she was on the side of the wrong person. I don't. See, it doesn't matter at all what you come up with now. When they said that Karen Reed was going to be retried, my opinion or my thought was, wow, here come, God, they're going to have to find somebody besides Trooper Paul. So I get it. There's going to be a little bit of new evidence. I get that. But you can't tell me that what's happening right now, that evidence from back in 2022 was not turned over and that's okay. Under nothing is that okay. That is not okay. I don't care how you look at it. I don't care what you do about it, how you put it. That is not okay. This is the second trial. Yes, and it's a new trial, but let's not forget all of this crap the defense deserved on the first trial. Okay? That's my mind. Now, I am so angry and I am going to go and I am going to look up a lot of different things, but I did enjoy seeing the advertisement for AI on one of the videos that Brennan showed in court. You people absolutely amaze me. I mean, I don't know how to say it any other way. I honestly have no idea. See, it doesn't matter at this point. It doesn't matter who did it. That's not the question right now. It's not that she deserves to be convicted. It's why didn't you give the defense every single thing you had? And the note from Chief Rafferty. Well, let's talk about Chief Rafferty. I did a few videos on the Canton Select Board. You know, Chief Rafferty, they wanted her off. They wanted her gone. But she only has 1 year left so that she can get her nice retirement check. The people of the town, not the selected few, but the people who are tired of being run over by the chosen few, the protected few, the select few, the McAlbert flunkies or wannabes or wherever you go, and if it's the D, I don't care. It doesn't matter. Y'all are making a mockery. So I don't care about anything after that. What you need to do is you need to look and say, are you serious? And as a judge, you should be absolutely appalled. It doesn't matter what Karen Reed said on an interview, and it doesn't matter that Fanning was not really reprimanded. If you go and look at who actually talked to him, okay, it's in the circle. It's in the circle. So he was on vacay and he didn't check his messages. So he's above all that. He's it's no big deal and he handled it when he got back. No. I can't remember. Turtle Boy has it somewhere because I read it. So we do know, and I will find it. But I mean, there are so many things that really tick me off. So I'm oh, I just had to come. I'm a hot mess. I You're going to hear noises because it is 5:45 in the evening, and my house is rather loud now until about 9:30 or 10. But I don't care if I have background. They just have to do their thing. They're playing. It's so windy. It's windy. It's like it reminds you that you could just blow away right now. And so they're all in here usually back and forth. So that will be. But I'm so fired up that no more. I mean, no more. It's I have grandchildren growing up in this world. I don't I don't wanna see them ever in a game like this, whether they're on the jury, whether they just know of someone that this happens to. This should not happen. It's wrong. And as I was gonna say, Chief Rafferty, the other interesting thing is you guys are aware that there is an audit going on, or it was supposed to be done already, if I'm not mistaken, because they only gave them a short window to do it, was the police audit. Now, I believe it was supposed to be an SOP, like standard operating procedures, and there was an entire committee set up to deal with that because the people in Canton were outraged. They did get quite a bit of money for the people that would win the bid, and they did have a committee. I don't know who set it up, but once the people were hired, guess what? Chief Rafferty didn't need the committee anymore. And let me tell you, the committee was a bunch of bullies. It was the select few, which was three men against the two representing the true citizens in the area. So we had 3 that you didn't even have to vote because if those 3 goons said it, that's all it took, and he prided himself on it too. He "No, no, move on." Oh, he was a jackass. McCarthy? Bob McCarthy. I hope, somebody did tell me because I was like, "Oh, I hope he's not related to the McCarthy restaurant people because if I ever go to Canton," which I doubt because I I I don't have the money to get attorneys that could do this kind of work for me, and, um, I would just I don't know what I would do if that was me that was happening to, or if it was one of my family members because I I don't even know how how I'm gonna oh, okay. So, that's where I stand. Where does everybody else stand? And I didn't even finish listening to Brennan yet, okay? I haven't finished. I haven't finished. I just but Beverly didn't ask him for dates. I mean, Alan Jackson better have the dates, and, of course, if he didn't, we all knew that Miss Littlewood we just she is on that. We knew, and she did. But so this is my thing about Brennan. God, I just ugh. But if you so I couldn't figure it out, right? Why? Why? And paying him so much money, and the fact that I didn't watch anything to do with the person, but that Brennan defended that was some mob boss or whatever. I could care less. But Brennan, his behavior and his actions make me angry. He is so snide. And I think is what happened is I'm just guessing because of the speech impediment that he had to overcome growing up. It really made him a bully because he really acts like a bully. He gets up there and he plays a game that he thinks people don't see. But I mean, dude, I've been on this planet for almost 7 decades, and you reek of slime. That's my personal opinion about you. That's it. That's it. So he was brought in as an illusionist to try to just keep it just spinning as much as you can. I can't believe he stood up there and said that. He said that he's a defense attorney. If this was him representing this case, how would he be behaving? If it was someone in his family that this was happening to, would he be sitting back and go, "Hey, no big deal that it's 2025 and we're just now hearing about some evidence that, well, back in 2022, he said, she said, nobody else around the sideway knew. So what are we supposed to do?" Hold on 1 minute. It's a phone game that keeps on growing. Every time you watch, it's blame somebody else. It's not my fault. Look over there. It's not my fault. Look over there. It's not my fault. Look over there. Chief Rafferty, a note like you wrote shows no defendant is safe on your watch because you find it humorous. You are a disgrace. I mean, was it drunk driving when you hit that elderly person, or was it just you didn't know what to do, how to drive, or you were on your cell phone, or what was that problem? I need to go research that more. But we do know that you did run into someone. I don't know whatever happened to you, but yeah, it didn't matter because you're going to get to retire with chief of police pay and all the protection that you'll ever need because when you're in bed with the right boys, I guess. Except that that little congregation of people needs to be just smattered. Y'all need to just smatter yourselves out. Just splatted everywhere for all I care. This is disgusting. It is disgusting. It doesn't matter, in my opinion now, anything you say. You could show me a picture of Karen Reed backing into him and slow motion and videotaped it and it surfaced and oh my gosh, and I would say, "Nah, it's not real," because I'm not gonna believe anything the Commonwealth shows. Because, Brennan, you may think you sound slick, but you sure do misrepresent a whole lot of stuff. But the thing is, if they can't get Karen Reed to be found guilty, they're going to make sure it's only Proctor that goes down because only Proctor knew all of this. Only Proctor was doing that. So if it was truly only Proctor, then that leaves Proctor and the McAlberts, which is where they felt maybe it would be anyway, right? I mean, the defense is just grasping at straws at what happened to Officer John O'Keefe at Brian Albert's house. Somebody with some integrity's got to be around here somewhere. Oh, hold on just one second. I was on a rant. Now I need a drink, and okay, I'm so sorry. So in my ranting, so now I've got to go back and I've got to see that was it the Dighton police officer? When he was on the stand, the thing that got me was I could have sworn he said it had a crack in it, but nothing like is being represented here. So I've got to go back and find that. And the other thing that I have to do is, you know, the video. Oh my gosh, the video that Brennan just showed on the screen. Now, I did just now hear Jackson say that because I'm way behind because as you know, I chase my 3-year-old granddaughter, and then my 7-year-old grandson gets home from school, and I'm listening to this. I'm listening to Emily D. Baker, and she's in my ear, and if I can glance at the screen, I do, and I have to pause it and everything. But when I was watching that, and Brennan stands up and he shows the video, and Emily D. Baker, she's cracking up because it's a got an advertisement for an AI popping up on the screen as well. You know, AI cleans up your videos for you. Yeah, we've seen how that goes. You can get them to do all kinds of things, and you can Photoshop all kinds of stuff. So back up, Buttercup, because what you just showed in trying to show us, first of all, okay, so how did you have, if in fact your camera is erased every 30 days, how did you go back and get another video the day before and the day after so that you could show what that camera was doing? How's that possible? You know, y'all better watch it because somebody is going to get on the stand and be asked a question and they're going to tell the truth, and your whole whatever you're trying to schmug out here is just going to explode, implode. And furthermore, my concern about getting Proctor on the stand or Fanning on the stand or any of those people, what good will that do? They're just going to lie. They have no worries and no concerns. I mean, after all, Proctor, he really thought he was going to be taken care of, right? He really thought things would be just fine. Well, dude, let me tell you, they're not going to let the whole DA and the police force and all those dirty people go down. No, they're going to pin it all on Proctor. Now, Proctor is a scumbag. He's disgusting. And, you know, one can wish that he would find the right reason to do the right thing, maybe so he can have children be proud of him. I don't know. Excuse me. But the thing that's happening here is it's a setup. The illusions are being shown day after day when Brennan gets up and he acts like he's on a Shakespearean play or something. I mean, you know, like he doesn't, he's so slick, right? Everybody thinks he's the slick boy in town. But when you're a slime bag, you can't cover that up and you're behaving just like a slime bag. Because when you take a lie and you try to cover it up and you make another lie and then another lie, and then y'all are so messed up that you can't even get your shit straight when you're trying to show, well, this is the video that did it that day, and look at this video that day. There's a little bit of difference right here. When you were showing us that the Sally port records normally in a reverse manner. And then the other videos that you showed us were super dark. The Sally Port video, you were able to see it. It just was jumpy. People were moving in and out. It was, a mess. But you just showed us the Sally Port video swearing to the court. See, this is how it always is. The other video that you showed us that was really dark and hard to see and saying this is also, yeah. Well, you've got date and time on the bottom of one, and on the top of the other, date and time is sliding across. Which is it? Or does your Sally Port just kind of do that? Or are you kind of just the problem and you put it in your computer and it just automatically did that and you don't know how? Well, if you had hash, we would know, right? You make me ill. You make me ill. You make me ill. So hold up. Let's go to Dighton. I'll be right back. Okay. If I'm not mistaken, his testimony just takes a few minutes. So I figured we'll just all watch it together. And he is the police sergeant from Dighton. Has no skin in this game whatsoever.
At some point, did you make any observations of the right rear part of that Lexus SUV?
I did.
And what, if anything, did you observe about that area of the vehicle?
I saw that there was some damage to the right rear taillight. To my best ability and recollection, that taillight was not completely damaged. It was cracked, and a piece was missing, but not completely damaged.
And at some point, did you make any observations of the right rear part of that Lexus SUV?
I did.
And what, if anything, did you observe about that area of the vehicle?
I saw that there was some damage to the right rear taillight. To my best ability and recollection, that taillight was not completely damaged. It was cracked, and a piece was missing, but not completely damaged.
I think that possibly the defense shoulda grabbed the picture of the taillight and shown it to this gentleman. Then he could have said if it looked like that when he saw it. Possibly. I don't know, because I don't know if you have any clear photos. Most of the ones I saw were not clear. But don't know, right? We're not gonna know. But he didn't seem to think much of the taillight. In other words, it wasn't completely broken. Karen Reed's taillight was busted out. It was gone. It was gone. So, all right. That was it on the first one. I've calmed down some, so let's see what else we can find. Oh, I'm going to go grab that video. Yeah. I'll see y'all in a bit. Bye.